Thokozani, Thokozani, welcome to the classroom. I'm Gognoma and this is Learning with Noma, your online comprehensive classroom. Remember that on YouTube we do lessons, on TikTok dream interpretation, and I might be moving my lives to YouTube or Facebook and Instagram. I try to do daily posts where I keep you guys inspired and encouraged, and I also share messages from Spirit, and this is the platforms that I use also to put notifications about a live or anything that will be happening in the future around the practice or even in the classroom here online. Thokozani. And in the practice, yes, you can go on learningwithnoma.com and you go to book online. You can book your consultation there. I do private consultations, both face-to-face and virtual consultation. If you want to learn more about the practice, visit learningwithnoma.com. You can simply WhatsApp Thokoza Gogo on 079 910 8841 is +27 for those that are not in South Africa, and you can check the catalog or you can just follow the prompts from the message that you get. Please do not share anything, no history, no background, no gogo nginesicitho, can you help me with this citho? Just say Thokoza Gogo, book a consultation, because in my practice, Spirit is the one that we consult, and all your elements will be laid down by Spirit, and we will be able to also find a way to help you or a treatment plan around that. So I do not have packages or treatment plans that are ready to say this one is for isclito, this one is for isnyama, because in my space there's no one size fit all. We always need to ask Spirit what is not in alignment with you and how to actually bring you back in to alignment. So yes, if you're new to the classroom, welcome Badimo child. Your healing process starts here. Your healing journey starts here. Please click the subscribe button. You're not here by mistake. Make sure that you have the notification bell on so that every time a new lesson is uploaded in the classroom, you are here, you get notified, and you're able to get the information that is new in the classroom. And remember to like so that it can help with the algorithms, and people who are looking for answers such as the one that you're going to get today about sleep paralysis can easily find the video when they are searching for it. And do not forget, in the classroom, a lesson learned is a lesson shared. So share on your Facebook page, on your WhatsApp status, with family, with friends. Please do share the lessons. So yes, today we are going to be talking about sleep paralysis. But even before I get to sleep paralysis, let me go through the normal sleep stages. I'm going to try to be as brief and non-medical about them as I possibly can. Remember that Sister Noma, also the clinical facilitator, the hospital-based academic staff member, or Sister Noma, the nursing educator, can go into physiology, because I love anatomy and physiology. I can go into it and just forget that, hey, this is for spiritual purposes. But let us understand first physiologically what is happening in our body when we fall asleep. And to make sure that I don't go offline, I've just made sure that I've made PowerPoints. So we have some people argue that it's 4 stages of sleep, and others will tell you it's 5 stages of sleep. So it's actually 2 stages of sleep, but with the first stage, it's 2 categories that we fall into when we are sleeping. But then the first category is divided into 3 to 4 stages of sleep. So the first one, it is what we call the non-rapid eye movement stages, or the non-rapid eye movement category. Then we get into the rapid eye movement category. So with the NREM, that's the non-rapid eye movement category, I'm just gonna say NREM. So with NREM, we look at stage 1. And this happens 5 to 10 minutes. Other people, it can take longer 5 to 20 minutes just after you have slept. It depends how fast you're gonna actually go into the stages, but normally, like average people, it's about 5 to 10 minutes. So around this stage, there's no eye movement because you've just closed your eyes. Around this stage, your breathing and your heart rate starts slowing down. You're sort of like relaxing, your muscles starts to relax. There's your brain also starts to relax a little bit. So everything in your body is sort of like getting into that. I'm on my bed and my bed can hold me. You relaxed. You're not trying to hold anything. There's no tension in your body. You're not trying to support anything around this stage. And it is again in this stage where we can say it's the drowsy stage, and in this stage the brain, as it slows down, it starts producing what we call theta waves. And I said I'm not going to be medical about it, but during the theta waves, this is where we are then talking about daydreaming. This is about creativity, fantasizing. This is your intuition now getting into place, and we are now also looking at maybe even the short-term memories, things that have happened in the day, and you start feeling emotion and even sensation. And when I talk about the intuition and the creativity part, this is maybe where you had a conversation with somebody, and because in conversation most times, or most of us, are not in the present moment. We're not aware. We don't listen to our intuition. We listen to answer. We don't listen to hear. You find that in conversation you answered somebody, but now that you are in that first stage, that's when you start thinking about how you could have answered differently, or that's when you start being aware that actually when I said this was the reaction that I got from this person, meaning that they agreed with me or they were not happy about what I did. Awareness then takes place as those memories play in your head. But also again, fantasizing or daydreaming, this is a stage where we talk about visualization. This is even when in meditation we talk about visualization meditation. We would advise that you do it just before you sleep, just around this stage 1 of non-rapid eye movement, and the drowsy stage, where you start looking at yourself in that beautiful house. And when you talk sensation, you start feeling happy because you see yourself walking into the house. We talk about you having that car, you see yourself in the car, leather seats, it's a Mac, I'm holding the steering wheel, whatever that makes you, that's going to make you excited. You start visualizing it, and by that we are saying you are also doing manifestation ritual. So you are vibrating you are now allowing yourself to reach a frequency of vibration that is going to help manifest all these things that you dream about. Hence we talk about daydreaming, fantasizing. So you're fantasizing that I'm married, I've got a house, I've got a husband, 2 beautiful kids. You don't even see yourself pregnant, but there are 2 beautiful kids at the age of 5, forgetting that there's a baby stage, there's a toddler stage, there's a pregnancy in itself, but you already have that dream. So this is all happening during stage 1 of sleep, the non-rapid eye movement stage 1, the drowsy stage. And this is again when, like I said, we are in that deep, relaxed state of mind. So in this case, your mind is just relaxed. Like your mind goes where it wants, not where you want it to go. It's like you are letting go. This is the stage where you are actually letting go, and you're not overthinking about anything, but you're just letting it go. And then we go to stage 2. So I said this can last 5 to 10 minutes. The first stage of sleep, it's about 5 to 10 minutes where you just daydreaming, fantasizing, and seeing all these beautiful things, or where you are becoming aware of things that have happened in the day, and you are becoming aware of the emotion that it evoked, or the emotion that you might not even have been aware that it evoked in you, or it evokes in you. And this is usually a time again where people actually take decisions about maybe how to continue with a relationship, or where to continue with a conversation tomorrow, how to respond to an email that they read as they walked out of the office. This is where I'll say calm state of mind where you can actually make decisions without the influence of emotion, or feeling like emotion has actually taken over. Thokozani. Then, sorry, I'm a bit fluish, so there's blowing of the nose there and coughing. So in stage 2, this is still in the non-rapid eye movement stage. There's no eye movement. In this stage, we call it light sleep, and the breathing and the heart rate goes slower. So they go slow even further. Your body temperature drops, and so you will see also when I talk about the stages, I might overlap some of the information, because when it happens in reality, it's not like, okay, now I'm daydreaming, I'm fantasizing, I remember my conversation with Norma during the day, and then there's a pause because now I have to get into light sleep. No. The minute that starts, then it's going to carry you into the light sleep. So in the light sleep stage, we talk about learning, we talk about emotion, sensory, but actually being aware of the emotion and learning from the sensory processes that you are going through. And one of the things that researchers talk about, or scientists talk about, is memory consolidation. And with memory consolidation, it's seen as a process where your short-term memory is transformed into long-term memory. So for me, during the stage, spiritually, I've understood it as the stage where I carry the memory in my DNA. This is a very important stage in sleep, because even for me as a physical being now in this life, some of those memories that come as deja vus, or they even come now when I'm in that deep sleep in my dreams, they are memories that were consolidated during this stage of my sleep in another lifetime. So when you look at the light sleep stage, it's where your brain, or where your DNA, or where your being actually decides which memories I'm going to store in the long-term archives. And this can be retrieved later, either through either through dreams, or either through, again, visions, where you are in that light stage and you start visualizing. So when you look at daydreaming in stage 1, for me, I believe somehow, even from the beginning of time, it's things that were embedded in our DNAs during the stage of sleep. Because me dreaming of being in a house, a car, and whatever, it means it's something that's familiar to my spirit. My spirit knows what it's like having a car. My spirit knows what it's like living in a big house. My spirit knows what it's like not to lack. When I was reading The Power of Consciousness, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, there is this phrase that Dr. Murphy always talks about. He says, the infinite energy of my subconscious mind, the infinite existence of my subconscious mind, the infinite consciousness of myself. It's about infinite. It's like it's never ending. He's always talking about the infinite of the subconscious mind, meaning that it's never ending. You can never go and say this is where it begins and this is where it ends. And that is, for me, the stage where everything was now embedded in my DNA. And because of those memories that I hold, then I'm able to go back into those archives, and that's why I'll have those fantasies or those dreams, or I'll long to have things, because my spirit knows those things. It's familiar with them, and it's familiar with that lifestyle. There's a saying that this common say that we are physical beings, or we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, but I am moving towards the understanding that I'm actually a physical being having a spiritual experience. And if I can allow spirit to help me have this experience, because I've been in the physical realm before, spirit has been in the physical realm before. That's why we talk about reincarnation. So this is not a new experience for it, but rather it's giving me a chance as the physical being to allow it to give me the experience that I need. And this comes to me when I also say that, let me not get off topic, but when I also say that I wish to live this life in such a way that I'm going to fulfill my purpose, complete my assignment, so that I can escape the chain of reincarnating to come and complete tasks. Should there be a reincarnation, let it be for a new experience altogether, and not because I need to appease this one, I need to complete this assignment, I need to do this, I need to do that. And I found that in Hinduism also, that's what they believe, that when we talk salvation is actually escaping the will of reincarnation, a topic for another day. So yes, the thing is that I understand, or I believe that during the second stage of sleep, this is where those memory consolidations came in, and they became the short-term memory then became long-term memory, but not just for me in this lifetime, but something that is embedded in my DNA that is then retrieved in the archives through the dreams that I have or the visions that I carry. Then we go to stage 3 of the non-rapid eye movement stage of sleep, and this is that's why I said, then other people say 3 stages, others talk about 4 stages, and you will just hear now. So others say it's moderate sleep, other researchers will talk about deep sleep. And when they talk about the stage 4, they talk about the deepest sleep. So there is moderate deep sleep, or then you will have the deepest sleep. So in deep sleep, this is the repair stage of our bodies. This is where we find tissue repair taking place, muscle repair, cell regeneration. This is where the immunity, the immune system then also sort of like strengthens itself. This is about repair. This is an important stage where even wound healing takes place. And we might just be talking about the physical repair in this instant, but I also do believe that even the spiritual repair, the spiritual healing, this is where the spiritual wounds also heal. And that is why as you enter into the next stage of deep sleep and you start dreaming, then the archives retrieve all those memories that are going to tell you what is not aligned with you, what is in disease, what needs to be healed spiritually, and you need to then come and do it in the physical realm, whether by cleansing, whether by going to the mountain to meditate, whatever that's called, whether by doing a ritual, slaughtering, or. But this is a stage where identification of those things that are not balanced, those things that need repairing, those things that are damaged is actually done. Because in order to repair something, it needs to be identified as broken or as ill. So this is where the body is fully relaxed, the heart and the breathing are at their slowest rate. We still have no eye movement, and sort of like towards the end stage of the non-rapid eye movement, repair takes place. Immune system strengthens, cell regeneration. We are talking about healing now. Healing of the physical body is taking place during this stage. Then if you look at those people that, or the researchers that went even into stage 4, the deepest sleep, this is where they talk about the possibility of sleepwalking, where it actually starts just before you enter into the non-rapid, just before you enter into the rapid eye movement stage, because during that, the stage of the rapid eye movement, now this is category 2, we are done with the non-rapid eye movement, which is divided into the 3 or 4 stages. This is the drowsy stage of sleep, the light sleep, the moderate or deep sleep, and the deepest sleep. So they say in deepest sleep, this is where a person can stand up and start sleepwalking, because now as the body repairs, remember I said as much as we are talking about them separately in conversation, but when they happen physiologically, it's a system, it's a systematic thing. It's this after this after this after this. There's no pause, happen, I'll wait for you to happen. No, it's just happening all simultaneously. So because you were fantasizing, then you entered into a stage of memory and you started seeing all these things, visualizing, see yourself in a car, and the memory is there, and you remember driving the car or walking in this big house. Then the body stands just before it reaches the rapid eye movement, because during the rapid eye movement, this is where we talk about total paralysis of your limbs or the body. That means your hands and your legs, they become paralyzed. So in this stage, this is when somebody is in their deepest sleep, and this is when you get the dreams coming so vividly, because remember we talked about the body being totally relaxed, the mind is relaxed, everything is relaxed. But during this stage, because you are dreaming, and in a way spirit is active. So yes, the body is paralyzed so that you don't find yourself, because you are, let's say for those who have, maybe we'll call it a nightmare, you are fighting with this demon, you find yourself hitting your partner, which sometimes happen, and we will talk about that, where this is you being totally paralyzed in the physical realm but being spiritually active in the dreams where you at. And we find that the heart is increased, the heart rate is increased, the breathing increases also. So this is when you will find somebody sleeping but they're because this person is maybe drowning where they are, so they are reacting to what they see in the dream physically, but without having the ability to raise their hand because the limbs are paralyzed. So it becomes your hands and your legs. And it is during this stage that the brain, when we look at tests like your EEGs, where they do it when you are sleeping, the brain activity is increased, your heart rate is increased, your breathing is increased, meaning at a spiritual level, you are very much awake and active, but at a physical level, you are paralyzed limb-wise and you cannot do anything. You cannot move, you cannot beat anyone. So what happens then, Gogo, when we are now talking about sleep paralysis? And this is why it's called sleep paralysis, because like I said, you are in the rapid eye movement stage where you are paralyzed or hateleile. I don't know, I'm not sure about Guni languages, but Ribisa always, but I don't want to be wrong, but I don't think that's right. But kes hateledi ka Sesotho as hateledi and sleep paralysis in English. So why sleep paralysis and why does it happen? Science believes this is a disturbance. It's because of the disturbance during the REM cycle, the rapid eye movement cycle, where you are paralyzed. So you're not really transitioning back into the waking stage. There's just an interruption. Maybe sometimes you find you are being woken up. But for us, like somebody wakes you up, that's why even when you wake somebody up, if you've lived with a person, you will start learning when I wake him up, I need to call and say Norma, or this person, for me to wake them up, I actually need to shake them a little bit and say Norma. Some people, when you shake them, they're going to hit you, so you don't shake, you call their name from a distance. Others, when you call them, they won't even move. It's like you're not even on top of their head. It's nothing. Others, you'll need to maybe pull a toe. So there's different ways to wake different people, because we don't respond to the awaking of the body the same way. So in spirit, this is then seen also as a disturbance of the rapid eye movement cycle, but we believe that the disturbance is happening because there's a visitation from spirit. And this visitation, as much as you are dreaming, but it is more than just a dream. The spirit is actually visiting you in the physical space. It is around your space. You are not just dreaming about it. You are not in the spirit. You are not being taken to visit the spirit realm, but somehow spirit has come to visit you. And the spirit can be your ancestor. The spirit can also be a bad spirit that is coming maybe to disturb your peace and your light. Hence, many people, you find that you are scared, you're frightened, and you want to scream, but you can't scream because, remember, I talked about there was a total relaxation of your muscles, paralysis of your muscles. Vocal cords are muscles. So even if you want to the thought of it, your brain is saying to the vocal cords, scream. The brain activity is still there, but the muscles are totally relaxed, so they cannot contract as they should to produce the sound that is needed. Hence, you will say, I tried to scream, but I couldn't scream. I tried to raise my hand and tried to push the spirit away, and I couldn't. One important thing, it's not always bad spirits. Yes, the act or the I'll say the event itself, it's very scary. Sleep paralysis, it's scary, even if it's a good spirit. But most of the time, when you are spiritually gifted, you've been through the stage, and we are all in one way or another spiritually gifted. But let me rather than say if you're spiritually called, because it was lizobuya badimo ba leka ho khutla ba bue le wena in your dreams, but then there comes a time when we say jwale o tlameha ho nka mosebetsi wa badimo. Now you need to answer the calling, and because they're trying to show you their presence and the urgency of the situation, maybe, or even to say to you, listen, you've taken too long, now it's time for you to really answer the calling, the time is now. Then they start feeling, you start having feelings as if like they're overpowering you. So yes, sleep paralysis is not all bad. It's a visitation from spirit, and it doesn't always mean that the spirit is bad. If sleep paralysis is continuous in your space, then we will start raising our eyebrows and saying, okay, what is happening in your space? What kind of spirits do you have? But let's say once in a while you wake up, and most people, if you're called, you're going to wake up and it's going to be an interruption of a dream as you enter into the sleep paralysis. So maybe you are in water, dreams of snakes, you're talking with a snake, and somehow you open your eyes, and as you open your eyes you can even see the water that you're under, but you can feel that there's something next to you, and your conscious brain quickly says, oh, I was with a snake, there's a snake, and then you want to fight. But now when you come down and you think about it, really, it was just the presence of your ancestors. It was the spirits that were actually very friendly around you. The scariness or the frightened you was because of the awareness of the conscious mind, not necessarily because there was something that was wrong in your space. Then there are those instances, like I say, where you're going to have schadeledi almost every night. The sleep paralysis come almost every night. You're shaking, you're sweating, you wake up and you cry, and you just feel like your whole body is sore. It's just bad. Then we will look at what is happening in your environment and the dreams that you have around that time also. Other things that you can also try to see if really the sleep paralysis is from, I'll say, evil, mimoya maybe, if it's from dark energies or it's your ancestors coming. I always advise that take cough salt. Maybe even before you go and seek spiritual consultation or spiritual intervention from a healer, take cough salt. Either you put it under your pillow, you put it in a saucer next to your bed, you make a line by your window, you put it under, whatever that's going to work for you. But just have cough salt in the room which you sleep in, and see if the sleep paralysis still continue. My experience is that if it is your ancestors and it's pure spirits, they will still come and visit even when you've put those, I'll say, precautions to block out negative energy. But if it is negative energy, then you will find that it somehow stops, or even if it comes, it's not as strong as it usually is without the precautions in place. And then you can take a step further to just say, okay, let me go hlola. Maybe I need to cleanse my space. Maybe I need protecting of my house. Maybe I need protecting of my room. Maybe I need cleansing of the space because I just moved into this apartment. I don't know the people who lived here. And other times it can even be, as I'm saying, that you've moved into a new place. And remember, it's not all of us who perform rituals. And other people, they've lived in a space for 10 years. But when they move, they're worried about the physical things. They pack the physical things and they don't even cleanse the space of their own spiritual guides. They don't carry their spiritual guides to say, Bantoba saying, I'm going to stay in another space. And that then becomes I'll say energies that are not for you. So badimu banoma bahandlangisa, they are there and they are familiar with the space because Noma stayed there for 10 years. And when our fita uli tabang and when our hamufugeng, and now your ancestors want to be present, but when they come in their presence and they are helping you and you are dreaming about them, my ancestors are also coming and they're looking at you and saying, who's this person? Then it becomes like you are experiencing evil spirits. I always say, guys, I need to consult in order for me to know the root cause of the problem and how to deal with it. Because I have, from previous consultations, I've had people who suffer from sleep paralysis because they've moved into a new place, and some, it's just the position of their bed. I know my grandmother always said to us that we should never sleep facing east. We should never sleep facing east, because when you go to the graveyard, that's how we actually bury our loved ones, because of the belief that when the judgment day comes and we all have to rise up, everybody needs to be facing bochabela. So there was that thing where my grandmother would always say, do not ever sleep in a position where waking up you are facing the east. You'd rather have your head in the east and you are facing Mpumalanga, that kind of scenario. So it might be that culturally or ancestral wise, the people that walk with you have those certain, your DNA carries those certain beliefs, or your people carry those certain beliefs. And then you also look at things that might be to say the pillow, how you sleep. It might be to say you as a person, also the stress levels that you carry. What are you stressed about? So there are many reasons why you can experience spiritual paralysis. But like I say, in one of the consultations, I consulted someone and they were experiencing sleep paralysis. It was actually like, oh, please, I need you. This is an emergency. I've moved into my space, and for this 10 days that I've been in the space, every night I've experienced sleep paralysis. Only through the consultation to find that, like I say, this person who was staying there actually had umsamo, and she was like, yeah, no, when I came to view the place, I remember there was something like that in the bedroom, but I didn't pay much attention because I felt it was private. So this person had to go to that corner and they had to go and introduce themselves and say, I'm the new owner. Your child has moved out of this place. Fortunately for them, they knew where the person had moved to, so they could and in a way, I'll say, direct the spirits to say, this is where your child has moved to, and this is now my space. As you can see, there's a lease. We've agreed the place is sold to me, not even rented, sold to me. And yeah, please allow my people to come in and stop, I'll say, disturbing my sleep. And this was done immediately after the consultation, because I said, you have a white candle, take a white candle, do this. And the person did the ritual, I'll call it, right after the consultation. And that night, slept well, no problems. The following night, 3 days later, I'm checking up to say, hello, how is the sleep paralysis? How are you doing? Your gogo, I even forgot about it. The peace that is in the space, it's like I'm actually moving into it as I was viewing, because there was so much peace and comfort, me walking into the space as I was viewing. It was one of those houses that stood up for me, and somehow I am in that space again where I can feel the peace in the space. And it was just a matter of the others did not tell their guides that, hey, listen, we are packing, we are moving, let's go. So it does not always mean bad energies. When it's bad energies, yes, rituals will need to be done. Maybe, like I said, protecting of your house, maybe even guidance on how to clean, to protect your space or to cleanse a space of energies that don't serve you. But one that I will advise in order for you to differentiate between good and evil spirit in your space is to say, but in my child, when you experience sleep paralysis, pure coarse salt, white coarse salt, Put it in a plastic, put it under your pillow, put it on a saucer or a clear glass, put it next to your bed, put it in your room on your mirror counter, draw a line on your window with the salt, like in the inside of the curtain there, festere. Do that. Do something to see if then the spirit will still come. And if you see that it doesn't come with the coarse salt, then definitely you need to stand up, because remember, the coarse salt is only going to help it that like for a bit. You need to go to the root cause and find out, why is the spirit coming into my space? Why is the spirit trying to attack me? Why is this, if it's a bad spirit, why is the spirit even finding easy access into my space? Because if one can find access, then it means others can also find access. And sometimes you might find that it is different spirits that are coming to you at different times. But why is there easy access to your space? What do we need to do to protect you? So yes, I hope that you found this lesson insightful. And if there are any questions about sleep paralysis, please do ask me in the comments below, and I'll see if I can answer in the comment, or I will have to do another lesson to answer it. But this is Sleep Paralysis Explained by Gognoma, just integrating Sister Noma and Gognoma. As I always say, in this classroom, we are here for comprehensive learning, meaning if we can look at the physiological processes to help us understand what is happening to us spiritually, then let's do that. If it means we need to understand what's happening spiritually to actually understand what's happening physically, then let's do that. At the end of the day, we are here to learn together. We are here to grow together. By me saying that is to say, if you have also a different understanding, or if you have had a different experience with sleep paralysis and you've overcome that experience in a certain way, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm Gognoma. Until the next lesson, Tagoza Badimu Child. Lesedi.